You are forgiven, forgiven soldier. Tell my story, share my glory, the path you've taken.
But you, do you have your podcast card? I'll punch a hole on it.
Yeah.
as many on your Facebook. I've seen so many podcasts. I'm like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So what'd you do this last weekend?
It's starting?
Man, we've been going.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. I like to get comfortable and just talk.
Hey,
and
bet. Nice.
then
Now,
go.
are we live, or what do we, like?
No.
Okay.
No, I record it, and
Okay.
then I edit it. So if you say anything bad about me, I take it out.
No, bet.
All good stuff.
Yeah,
All
well,
good
here's a
stuff on
cut.
this.
Here, start cutting right now.
Yeah.
No. Because.
You are the bigot. No.
Yeah. No, I was all quiet because I didn't know we were on. Sometimes, like, if you shoot a podcast, you just try, like,
Yeah,
save it
I
for
don't
the
like
podcast,
people.
you know?
We learn. I don't want to. I don't want to be like robotic.
Yeah,
And be
right.
like,
right.
Oh, welcome to the podcast.
Uh-huh.
Because then so I
Yeah.
just let it go. I used
Yeah.
I mean, I just started this where I introduce myself. Like, hey, I'm
Mhm.
Brian. Hey, I'm Brian. Like every episode, and I made a joke about it. It's like eventually y'all gonna know who I am because you're tuning in.
Yup.
So now I don't even. If you don't know me, then
If you don't know, now
get to know me.
You gonna know.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So what'd you do this weekend? I know
Man,
what you did, but
this weekend, let's say we have Friday. We had a performance downtown with Shayna, DJ. Her name is DJ Shay. That's her
DJ
DJ
Shay.
name. She's lit. She brings life to the city. Performed down there with some of my homies. Former students.
I saw
turned
one.
homies. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like they're like all up there. Used to be my students. Brennan.
Who's the guy with the
Jason,
fro?
Brennan.
The half row.
Yeah, Brennan, Jason, maybe Jason actually, and then Ellis was up there, and who else was up there? TJ was up there, and we had Jamari up there with us too.
Oh,
And
he came. Okay.
Yeah, it was a good time, man.
Now is he back in town?
for
or
a
is he
little
just-
bit? I think he left today actually.
Did he?
But yeah, we all performed on stage. Like, I was actually even thinking about this today. Like, the difference between performing for an artist and performing for a DJ, right? Honestly, I think I'd rather do the DJ thing, performing with a DJ versus just performing for an artist. But it's nice performing with a DJ because it's all about really helping people have a good time. It's not as much about us. Like, look at us. Like, if I'm dancing for Bruno Mars, it's like, look at Bruno. You get to experience what it's like to see Bruno Mars live. But whenever we're dancing on stage with the DJ, it's really about using our dance and our movement to help people have a good time.
Got it.
Right?
So
to help
is that
them
choreographed, like with the DJ as well?
I say literally like 95% of our events are freestyle, improv.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we
So
only have
that
like
gives you another
Yeah.
nature of it too.
We either we usually walk on with one choreographed dance, which we'll perform at the end of the day. But this time we had two choreographed dances for the first time. So this last time, but everything else is really improv, man.
Just freestyle.
Yeah, these last two sets, these last two shows, we've started coming up with routines and more like systems to follow, right?
Got
So we'll learn somebody will set a groove, that we can all jump into really
That
quick.
pocket,
Repeat
yeah.
for a couple 8 counts or whatever, and then we'll switch to a new groove. So we have some repetition, and then we'll cycle into freestyles. And we've learned how to switch it up so we don't become too stagnant, because everybody likes to see new stuff. So we don't want it to look too stagnant.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, I guess you can translate it to music too. Like I play music. Obviously, I don't dance. Little tidbit about me. I did one practice with Steffan,
Yep.
and
That's how we met.
sprained my ankle after one practice, and we weren't even dancing. It was just stretching. So I'm past my prime, I think. But I used to dance, like go out, I got groove, I got rhythm. I'm not your typical white guy. I got rhythm.
Yeah.
But when it comes to choreographed, and we talked about this, when it comes to choreographed rhythm,
Yep.
man, it's a different beast. I'm gonna get it for you, bud.
Oh, that's all right, bro.
I think I did get it actually.
We'll get it. It'll be there. We're swatting
but anyways, it's
mosquitoes,
kinda
y'all,
like
just so y'all
music.
know.
Yeah, mosquitoes suck, man.
We're not swatting at ghosts or whatnot. It's the mosquitoes.
But when music, like when you're playing with somebody compared to like, if you're playing a song, you got everything in front of you. Like it's a choreographed song, right? You got the music. So you know exactly what you're going to do at what point, whatever. But when you're just jamming with somebody, you got to kind of feed off of each other. It's almost kind of like dancing. Like you got to feed off the person. Like if say Jamari, we brought Jamari up. If Jamari's dancing, he's not feeling it. Like chances are you're not really gonna feel it, right? But if he comes and brings that fire, you're gonna bring that fire. Yeah. So that's why Addison dances, and I never would ever in a million years think I'd be talking about dancing like I have in the past 4 years. Yeah. But she brings it down. It's so fun for her to watch. But that competitiveness, if somebody says dance ain't a sport, it's a lie, because as much training that goes into it and as much patient, I mean, it's on another level.
It definitely requires some athleticism. And it's actually the benefits that you get from dancing as an athlete is the reason why I continue to dance. So I got my jiu-jitsu shirt on right now because I love my martial arts, specifically mixed martial arts. Even more specific, jiu-jitsu, the grappling, the submission aspect of it, and the wrestling. And so one of the reasons why I like dancing and I still continue to dance to this day is because it helps me so much with my martial arts. It helps me so much. There was something that I noticed whenever I was in high school. I was really on and off with my training. I know.
He doesn't have COVID.
Yeah, none of that.
I hope
I was in and out of training, martial arts, and dancing because I would do shows. And so I would notice, like, and the guys started saying this. They would always talk about, because I don't know if y'all know, I'm not the biggest guy. All right, I'm not the biggest guy. Yeah, I'm 5'4".
You come in the room 7 foot tall, bro.
Yeah, I know. Surprise, surprise. I'm 5'4", 135 pounds, right? And so the guys would always talk about, whenever I'd roll, they'd always talk about my movement. They'd be like, you got good footwork. And this was back in like 2010, 2011, okay? This is what started planting the seed in my head. You got good footwork. And I noticed, like I said, I would take time off because I would train, and then I would take time off because I would have to do a show. Or I'd be in a show and we would have rehearsals. And I noticed my time off was a lot different than the other guys' time off. So the guys who took time off and just lifted were a lot stiffer, and their reaction time was a lot different than myself, who whenever I would take time off and I would dance.
Got it, yeah.
You know? And so I just started noticing some things. And not now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I took time off and got better at my jiu-jitsu or anything like that, because that's not the case. You got to get in there to get better.
Yeah.
But I didn't lose my touch as much versus the guys who were just, and I didn't lose my agility, my coordination.
You made your tools sharper for jiu-jitsu, like your body. You made it sharper.
Yeah, in regards to my coordination, mobility, agility, and overall, I mean, with dance, just the ability to get a little bit more creative with your stuff and think outside the box.
Yeah.
So my off time was a little different. So that's what sparked put the seed in my head that, there actually might be some benefits to this dancing stuff. And it might actually help me like be a little bit more of a beast, actually. You know what I'm saying?
So it has helped you. I mean, you've had well, I say recently, but it was COVID. You had your first fight, right?
No, go ahead.
The one that I saw online.
Mm-hmm.
I
haven't gotten a fight yet. So I did win. I won my last grappling competition.
That's what I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you call them a fight. Yeah. I haven't done an official MMA fight yet. I had.
Is that something you want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really, really like to. It's something that I need to do. It's something that I need to knock off my list. At least do one. I wanted to do a lot more, but I don't think I'll be able to do more than one.
It's brutal, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've never done it, but I was just talking with Orion a couple weeks ago, and just the whole mentality is like, I don't know, he goes in there wanting to And I'm like, he does not. I mean, I know he cares, but at that moment, he doesn't care if he takes another person's life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that mentality. Like,
See, that
I'm gonna
doesn't-
do
yeah.
whatever I need to do to knock you off your butt.
Yeah,
But-
see, and that stuff is awesome, and that stuff doesn't even bother me. Well, so I've tried to do 2 MMA fights. Okay, one got canceled because of COVID, and the other one got canceled because I had to get some blood work done, and I couldn't get the test done in time to get it done, and so they had to cancel that fight, and so. That was cool. Well, all of that was unfortunate. Like going through the camp, getting your butt beat up, like just like the worst I ever got. Like I even cried in one of my training camps. At the end of one of my days, bro, I literally cried, dude. And so it was like a week after my grandma died in my defense, so like I was still like
emotionally
but,
drained. And,
but maybe like a couple days actually.
you weren't crying because of physical.
Well, and the physical, right? So, but and so for it not to happen, I feel like I gotta at least do one. Now the reason why I don't feel like I don't know if it's in my path to do more, is because now I say MMA, I'll continue to do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And I might just continue to focus on jiu-jitsu because MMA, you have to learn so many different aspects of the martial arts. You have to get really good at jiu-jitsu. Your wrestling has to be good, and your striking has to be really good, right? Your
striking, man. I mean,
and so because I dance and I coach, I dance, I coach, train jiu-jitsu, and do more. Let's say I want to do MMA. That's 4 things. I don't like. I want to get good at what I do. I want to be really like great at what I do, like fantastic at what I do. And so, if you're doing 4 different things, you can't be great at the you just can't do. You can't.
You're gonna be decent at all of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna be just kind of decent at all of them. And on top of that, these 4 things, coaching and especially dancing and jiu-jitsu, mixed martial arts, those are like high stakes. Like you got to be really, really, really good at those things.
If you get an MMA any level, you better be at the top of your game because you're gonna get your block knocked.
Yeah,
you know
and that's another thing. Like if my game is not sharp, like I'm gonna get hurt, right?
Yeah.
And I don't care to get hurt. Like that's not the issue. Like getting hurt, the training isn't the issue. I don't mind getting beat up and
everybody's gonna get caught.
Yeah,
at least
I
once.
love that part of it. That's fine. It's just I want to get good at things for some reason, like, because I honestly thought whenever I got back into it, I was really going to be able to let go of dance, and I haven't been able to let go of that completely.
Yeah.
Like, as a
you
coach,
never will.
as a coach, it's just like, one, for my movement, for the guys who I'm helping move, and the adults who I'm helping move with their body weight and the body weight training, the next thing for them to go to is dancing. Whenever it comes to coordination and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get burnt out on calisthenics after a while. There's only so many pull-ups and squats and crunches and stuff and burpees and bear crawls and whatnot that you can do. You're going to want to get more creative. You're going to wonder what's next. So dancing is like the next step, or martial arts. I'm always trying to weave people into both of those directions or one of the two whenever it comes to their body weight, their mindset. And so my clients, it goes to dancing. It's just a gift that I have that God gave me, and I really feel like I would be foolish not to use it. I use it in my martial arts, and so I haven't really been able to let go of it completely yet.
For sure.
Right?
I don't think. I mean, obviously, you spend so much time at it as a kid up until your adult life. I mean, it's hard to get something away like that.
Right? Yeah.
Let me ask you. So your jiu-jitsu. Is that more, and forgive me,
You're good.
I'm not knowledgeable about it, but
Yeah.
is that more of a defense kind of karate, or is that offense as well? Or is it about 50-50?
Well, it's more. Well, what jiu-jitsu is designed for the little guy to beat up the big guy.
For sure.
It's
So you can throw the big.
Now we always teach self-defense.
Can you toss me?
You know,
Can you throw me?
Man, I don't know, dude. I don't like to. Yeah, but no.
No,
And so,
not right now.
yeah.
Not right now. I mean, honestly,
yeah.
can you you can throw me? You being 100 and what?
Yeah.
130.
I mean, I don't know if I'd throw you, dude, because what I
mean, like top.
Yeah,
Like,
it'd be more leverage, just like single leg, double leg.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be more efficient energy wise.
Because I know Kempo. I mean, I did it for
Uh-huh.
not even enough to put it on a resume. That's
Yeah.
how long I did it.
Uh-huh.
It's too many kick to the nuts, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And you even got a cup, but they kick it just right, and it pinches them, and then you're like, nope.
No way.
But I know that was more defensive-minded
Uh-huh.
karate,
Yeah.
where there is some offense. Basically, you take the defense into offense
Yeah.
kind of thing, but it's not aggressive. Like, if I see you walking up, I'm going to do Kempo on you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm going to wait for you to hit me or
Uh-huh.
swing at me, then I'm going to do
Yeah.
Kempo on you. But, again, I'm not a
Like,
master
if
of
I
it.
was,
My good
like-
friend Jason Mather is, and he could probably explain it a lot better than what I just did.
Like
but,
if I was like an asshole, like I could go up and use some jujitsu on you, take you down and choke you out.
yeah.
If I wanted to just like be an asshole, but it really helps like calm you down a lot. It helps you.
But I guess there's a lot of, I guess what the origin of the karate of why it got started, where some of them are it's not meant to be aggressive, but it can be.
Yeah.
It can be most
Yeah.
aggressive.
Well, it's the one martial art, and I think I heard like John Danaher say this or something like that. He's like an expert. He's like one of the GOATs, professors. He says, or somebody says, the thing about jiu-jitsu, it's the one martial art where you can go 100% and be fine at the end of the round as long as you tap to the submission, right? Striking, you can't go 100% full out without being injured. Jiu-jitsu, you can pretty much go 100% full out in the sport or within reason and not get injured within reason. You know, you can apply the techniques 100%, and as long as you let go when a person taps, nobody's gonna get injured.
I think I'm gonna have to put my little one in martial arts.
Yeah.
Because she's really, because I teach her how to punch and elbow drop and all this stuff, like 90s wrestling stuff, and she's pretty aggressive, man. She's only 3,
Yeah.
but she'll come up in and just punch you right in the face.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
come on now.
It'll
But
be good for her.
maybe
It'll be
some
good for her.
discipline is in her future. But she's a dancer too, just like her
Yeah.
sister. I mean, they just love it. But
Uh-huh.
so there's Addie right there. She was waving at you in the window.
Hey.
So let's talk about you, man, in high school.
All right.
Like, did you do all this stuff in high school too? Like,
Yep.
you
I did,
danced all. When did that
dance-
start?
I started dancing in middle school. I started dancing around people, in middle school. I had a little dance bug whenever I was like in elementary school, like Michael Jackson and whatnot, but never did it. Did my first little performance at a dance camp. Justin Willis was in there. He was in high school, and I was in middle school. And we did a dance camp, and they let the middle schoolers dance at the end. And I freestyled for the first time at it was a step camp, but we did a freestyle at the end, and the crowd just went like wild and like.
You got that bug.
I got that bug,
Yeah.
man, and I was like doing because nobody else was really doing the wave like that back in the day, right? Not around here, and so I was waving, and like everybody went wild, and I
Where'd you
remember
learn
going,
it? Just like TV or?
Well, and I should preface this like, well, I don't remember. Just like I think I just saw
You
it.
just knew
Like
it,
I was watching You Got Served. You Got Served.
Yeah,
and,
great movie.
And I should preface this like I wasn't really like people knew me in school, but I played soccer before then, and I wasn't like really good at soccer. Like I set the bench senior year. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't that good at it. I was okay at
You went
it.
to
for middle school.
OHS?
Yeah, I wasn't really good at it.
So who was your coach? The guy.
Yeah.
What was his
Dale
name?
Poole, yeah.
Dale Poole. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dale
he's the
Poole.
best. Awesome
He's
guy.
crazy. Yeah.
He gave me a Bible, and I still have it.
I'm in FCA.
Yeah,
with Dale.
yeah. Mm-hmm. He, well, so I wasn't really too good at it, and I just kind of was just kind of doing my own thing. There was nothing that I had my uniqueness, and so I did that. And the next day after that performance, like people came up to me, like I had high schoolers being like, "Hey, you're the kid with the curly hair who was dancing at the event last weekend or whatever," and I was like. Yeah, like, oh crap. Everybody, like the teachers were coming up and talking to me, and I was like,
So
yo,
your
this is cool.
popularity
Yeah, went to the
jumped up.
next level. Yeah, for sure, for school. And so, I did that in high school, and then, but I've always loved like martial arts. I've always loved it, but there was just nothing really to do. I took a karate class, and whenever I was a kid, and I was
picked on or something where you're like, I gotta do something.
Both picked on, and I started some shit too.
Yeah,
I
sure.
talked, I ran my mouth back then too.
It's like I gotta do something so I can finish.
Yeah,
Like I could start it.
So
But
we
can
would
I finish it?
meet up. So around high school, middle to late high school, my junior year, we Never Back Down came out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember that
I do.
movie. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
MMA. They
I was an
fight in the
adult.
backyards and stuff. Yeah,
I was an adult when that came out. So
yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, and we would watch that all the time. And UFC was starting to be on like MTV or something. I don't remember,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Spike TV, whatever they were playing that on.
Oh,
And,
Spike TV.
Yeah,
Spike TV. Yeah.
And so we would like you could buy the UFC gloves. You could start buying the MMA gloves,
Mhm.
right? And we would just like buy them and like duke it out in the backyard with our
Yeah.
friends.
That's how it starts.
And we would
man.
set up these like matches, like not at the high school, but in the high school, we set up these matches and we go meet out at this church field and we'd like duke it out with people and stuff. And we would like train in our backyards and just whatever.
That's crazy. You would think now. I mean, I know they have wrestling in high school, but you would
Yeah.
think they would have MMA, like in high school. Like somebody, I think somebody needs to start that.
Yeah, well, they need
You
it
know
in
what I'm saying?
jujitsu.
Like-
they need jujitsu in high school for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, or just get them
'Cause
in.
they got
I think
wrestling.
every student.
Yeah.
I think every kid. You know, I speak on the military. I think everybody should join
Uh-huh.
because of that discipline. I mean,
Yeah.
but you get the same discipline
Yeah.
with martial. I mean, you
Yeah.
got to have discipline.
And
So-
it does. You learn how to take an ass whooping, and so that's what happened because there was this guy. We called him Cody Pops back then. He a ginger. He's an out of shape ginger. Cool kid, man. Cool kid, real talented. But he would we had 2 matches, and the first match, like I was punching him and he choked me out. And then the second match, I trained my heart out, whatever, in high school. And we met up again, and same thing happened. Like I threw a couple punches and he took me to the ground and he took my back and he choked me out and I tapped. And I was so pissed that I got up, I drove home, and I said, Mom, I'm going to sign up for jiu-jitsu. And then I drove to the jiu-jitsu gym. It was called Nice Guys Submission Fighting in Owensboro. And I walked into the gym and I signed up for jiu-jitsu. And I showed up like
Ever
the next
since.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, ever since.
Yeah, and I took a lot of time off in
Did you go back to the
college,
ginger?
but,
Have you
actually,
seen him?
well, yeah, I've talked to him a lot. But we actually, like a couple months into my training, we rolled in my backyard. And I got him.
You got him that time?
Yeah, I got my revenge. He's a cool guy, man. Cool guy. He makes music and beats and whatnot. But no beef now or anything.
That's awesome.
But and I'm
All
glad
started
he
with
beat
the
me up
ginger.
because that changed my life. That absolutely changed my
No,
life.
Finn, I don't know. He called you the ginger. So if
Yeah.
you watch this, I don't even know if you're gonna watch it. Hopefully you do. So yeah, so after high school, you kind of got linked up with music studio. How did that come about?
That happened, yeah. So I was dancing. I was getting known for dancing through step team in the high school. Leanne was starting the studio.
Mhm.
She got word that there's this kid who does like some dancing. She reached out to me. We talked. We met in the Dairy Queen parking lot, and she
Oh.
drove me down to the
A
studio.
lot of stuff goes down at Dairy
Yeah,
Queen.
yeah. We met at the Dairy Queen parking lot because it was right across from the high school, and she drove me down to the studio before all the mirrors were up and everything, and she told me everything that went down, and now it is where it is. It's
Yeah.
pretty freaking.
No, that's pretty
crazy.
good, man. A lot of good
Yeah.
stuff coming from there,
Uh-huh.
especially in the future.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about it. And
Mhm.
Leanne's she's just a different beast, man. Just
1,000,000%.
you know, 1 minute she be your enemy, next your best friend, but
Yeah.
she gets what she wants and she
Yeah.
has a vision. And my wife's the same way.
Yeah.
Like she gets a vision, you get out of her way
Yeah.
and let her do it, and then she'll come back eventually.
And I'll tell you that I'll piggyback off that because it's you're right, and a lot of people. This is really for a lot of people, but some
Mhm.
people are a little more difficult to understand. But I always tell people this because Leanne and I used to fight all the time. We used to fight all the time. Like I used to fight more with her than I would with my sister. All right, we just bicker, and it wasn't until like the past like year or two that we've like started getting along and vibing, especially COVID.
Yeah.
Like really vibing was like COVID and on, and so I tell people this, man. Once you understand the language, once you can understand the language of Leanne or other individuals,
Yeah,
anybody, then like cool, super cool. Once you understand like the tone, some people like I don't know if they're like me. I didn't really know how to socialize until like a couple years ago. Like I didn't know how to understand people's tone.
Yeah.
I didn't really know how to take my energy and just like use it to. I didn't know how to ask questions and converse, and so.
See, I get that a lot. A lot of people think, like, because my thing is, man, I joke all the time. Like 90% of the time, I'm joking, but I have a really good poker face. Like I can keep a straight face. I mean, I can be joking, and people think I'm serious, and they're like, "Man, that dude's a dick, man. Like, what's his problem?" And then I go like, "I'm just kidding," you know. And they're like, "Oh, okay." But it's hard. Like people can't read it. And again, I mean, once you get it, once you like, bet my best friend Justin Miller in California, he got it right away. He's like, "Man, you cold, bud. Like you're just mean and all this stuff," and he laughed about it, which made me laugh. So. But once you get it, you sync up, and it's like, I mean, you can't. There's nothing to break the bond. Like once you get somebody, you know.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of the thing, man. We talk about it all the time. Like guys are, guys and girls, right? Guys will have best friends from years, right? And you don't see each other for 6-7 years, and you meet up, and you're like, it clicks. Like you're right back where you started. Where girls is different. You know what I'm saying? Like you know this girl for 6 years, y'all super close. You go away for a couple years, come back, and it's like, hey, how you been? Oh, I'm good. How are you? I'm good.
I wrote you more than you wrote me.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it.
But you know what I'm saying? Like guys just sync up better, and they just like click better. Like I mean, we can go 6 years down the road, 10 years down the road, we meet up. Yeah. It's like we never left. So. I don't know. You already had a podcast about guys and girls, so we won't do that. Yeah. I mean, hey, we can repeat it. They say people have to hear things like 9 times multiple times
before it like really registers in their brain.
Maybe we'll just repeat that podcast, like same question, same word, everything. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna do that. Eric, what's his name? Shout him out.
Eric Strange. Eric Strange.
Check out his
podcast, The Ghost of Thor radio show. It was a good time. Yeah, his name is Eric Strange. Real name is Aaron, but he goes under Eric Strange.
Are you supposed to be telling people that?
Yeah, I think everybody knows.
That's his name. I didn't know.
Yeah, I think it's okay if everybody knows. He just kind of uses it. If not, oops.
I mean, stage name like most artists don't have they don't use their real name.
Yeah, nah, that was weird. Whenever I learned Jamie Foxx's name really isn't Jamie Foxx.
What is it?
I don't remember what his real name is. I can't get past it, so it's just that was wild.
You're gonna break a nugget and not even know the answer.
I know, dude. Yeah.
Might have to Google it. But no, that's crazy. Yeah, have you ever thought about like going professional, like dancing? Was that ever a thing? Or I mean, there wasn't 100%. Really a big scene when you were in high school. No. Of celebrity dancers and all that stuff, right? As like music video dancers. Yeah. That's probably the pinnacle of it. But now there's so much to do with it, you know?
There is so much to do with it. Back in the day, college, so around 2015, I graduated from college. I came back to Owensboro. My intention was to just like live here for a year and save up some money, then move out to LA. And in LA, I was going to take all the dance classes and then probably teach professionally. So I'd travel and teach at the workshops. And then I wanted to dance professionally, probably and act specifically more in movies and film. It's just kind of my thing. I do like theater and live performances as well, though. Those are cool, too. So I was going to, my original intention was to do that. But then I started there's literally I could probably go into like 2 or 3 main reasons why I decided that wasn't the route that I wanted to go. I'll go into 3. What happened was I was working in a professional show. I was actually dancing in it in a theater in Louisville. Great theater. Was my dream to perform at that theater. As a matter of fact, whenever I was in college, I auditioned to be in their apprenticeship and I didn't make it. I'd had to pay to be in that apprenticeship, and then I just busted my ass in my dancing for a year and just trained really, really hard on my own thing. And then literally like a year or 2 later, they hired me to be in one of their shows.
That's
all
crazy.
The way from Owensboro. And then I get paid to be in their show.
Yeah.
I almost had to pay. And luckily, whenever I was in their show, I was asking, because I was like, maybe I'll do the apprenticeship too. And I was asking everybody in the apprenticeship. They were like, nah, you're good. You don't need to do the apprenticeship. So, bam. God works in amazing ways. That show, great time. But there's things in college, in high school, you run a show 6 times. In the professional world, that show specifically, we ran it 32 times. And it was around show number 20 that I was like,
I'm done.
I don't want to do this show again. And I wasn't even like a principal role or anything like that. I was like, I got to do this, and I got to play the same character, run through these same emotions again. And then it clicked with me because, like I said, I want to be great. Like, if I want to do something, I want to be one of the top dudes, I think, on the globe. We'll see what that works out to in real life, but shoot for the goal, You
got to. You always want to be the goal.
Yeah,
right?
And so I was like, well, if I do the theater thing, I'm like Broadway. And then I remembered on Broadway, they do shows like 300, 400, 1,000 times.
Yeah.
They're actors who will do a show 1,000 times. And I was like, I will at least have to do a show 100 times. And I can barely get through 20 of these.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, there's different things that I could be doing with my time. Like, I was waking up extra early, going to Starbucks in Louisville.
Shout out.
Yeah, Starbucks in Louisville. And I was emailing people, creating content, creating posts, and I love that, messaging people, seeing if I could help them. Back then I was doing dance stuff just specifically, but it's the same stuff that I'm doing now with my body weight training and my coaching, and I enjoyed that. And I was like, I can help people, and I'm meeting new people, and I'm creating different workshop opportunities and stuff, and I like that. And then I would go to the show and I have to run the same thing, because whenever you're in a pro, you have like 2 weeks to rehearse this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after the rehearsal, you can't change up how you present the lines.
Well, no, because it'll throw
it has
everybody
to.
else out.
It has to run exactly the same. And so I was like, no way, I can't do this. I cannot do this. And so I can't do 20. You think I'm about to do 200? No shot. So I really started to reevaluate what the heck I was doing. And then another thing happened.
And then he started working at Starbucks.
And I would go. And then I also made just like a change, like myself. You could consider myself, back then I was more liberal, social justice warrior, whatnot. Now I'm not, all right? Although I believe in equality, whatnot. I'm glad things like gay marriage are around. So you could say I'm not or whatever, but I do have, like, I don't do the victim thing anymore. I don't do the victim thing, like, at all. And unless you're like really, really, really a victim. Unless you're really a victim. And I don't do some of that stuff. I like the idea of money and making money. I don't want to tax the rich, shit like that. I don't want to. There's a lot of my views started changing. I started becoming more conservative.
See, I never had views. I guess that's wrong.
Yeah.
Like I've never voted.
Yeah.
But I've never complained either.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, kind of thing.
Yeah, like I kind of liked Trump whenever he was in office. I didn't hate the dude. Like,
Boy,
well, bro, but let me tell you this. You say that in the theater, like, these people are great. These are good people. But once I started talking about, like, I don't believe in white privilege. You know how many people gave me whenever I started talking about stuff like that.
What's your background, or what's your
in what?
I'm trying to think of the word. What is your on the list where it says Hispanic and Caucasian?
Oh,
what do you put?
Well,
tell me, but
mixed. Sometimes I check other. Sometimes I check black.
the reason I asked that,
because my mom's white and my dad's black.
Yeah.
And so whenever you talk about those type of things, a lot of those people, like, you get in that industry, the theater industry, acting, Hollywood, whatever, you get blacklisted whenever you speak out about those things, and they'll call you racist, sexist. I believe men and women are different, right? I'm not and my mind can be changed. Like I said, I was liberal.
That's
and now
the beauty of it, though. It's your mind.
Yeah.
It's what you think.
I
right?
believe certain things about the gender issues and whatnot that a lot of those people disagree with, and they call me certain names for. And so, like, I had in 2019, it was the craziest year of my life for multiple reasons. Maybe we'll go into it later.
You met me.
I think
that's when we met. Was 19.
Did. Yeah.
That was a great year.
Yeah, because I did that. I think I did that.
We're in the back.
Yeah. It was a year 2019 into 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the year we did that little Follow God piece, that Kanye piece. And
That was a great year.
man, one day I posted that I didn't post, I left a comment that I wasn't about this mask thing. And like 9 friends from my class, there's like only 30 of us out of my college class. I went to college for theater. They like unfollowed me, unfriended me and shit. And so I was just like, I don't like going in there. A lot of them are like, hey, we're creating this play because we're trying to stick it to the man. Hey, we're creating this play because
Who's
we're
the
trying to
man?
stick it to the white man. Like, literally. There's literally a company, and the company that, I'm not trying to hate, but they did it and they posted it. The theater that I used to work for, they literally hired a position called a radical hospitality coordinator. You know what that radical hospitality coordinator does? They're literally in there to help people who feel underprivileged. Literally in the job description. People who feel underprivileged feel like accepted, and they're supposed to fight white supremacy, white supremacist ideologies. Literally in the job application, like fight, and it's
That's
a theater.
great, man.
It's a theater, bro, and they're paying that person $40,000 a year to do that and some other management stuff. And it's like, what?
I tell you what,
So
so what say? So
I can't be in there.
Yeah,
I'm too like, I could, but you just gotta understand. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and I'm gonna giggle about some of this stuff, and I'm gonna joke about some of this stuff, and if
got,
they can't
like-
handle my jokes,
like where would Eddie Murphy be if he came out right now
yeah,
as a comedian? Like he wouldn't
Yeah.
make it.
No, no
But
way.
the thing is, so I grew up in Hancock County and Breckinridge County. Okay,
Mhm.
not too many. It wasn't diverse at all.
Mhm.
It was all white.
Mhm.
Couple here or there are
Mhm.
different ethnic.
Mhm.
I can't talk. What is the word? Ethnicities. I'll wait. Anyways,
Ethnicities, yeah.
thank you. So I didn't really get like exposure
Yeah.
to different lives. Not until I joined the military.
Mhm.
And then they call them battle buddies, okay? So when you go through basic training, they want you to have somebody with you in case you die. Somebody can tell somebody else, like, hey, this is what he did when he died,
Wow.
kind of thing. Your battle buddy, he's supposed to save your ass, basically.
Uh-huh.
In basic training, mine was Ramos. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. That was after the thing. My battle buddy was from, the reason I said, I'll get to it, was Puerto Rican. And I had to, like, he barely spoke English. And I'm from Kentucky. Like, I barely spoke English, too. So we got along a little bit. But it helped me, like, see, like, through different eyes, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, my best friend was from Long Beach, California. One of my best friends was from Long Beach, California. Jericho Yoakum. He's in prison now. Shout out to you if you're watching this. You shouldn't be. But but we were close, man. We just linked up. And then Ramos came into the picture. He was from Puerto Rico. He didn't speak a lick of English when he
Wow.
we were in Iraq. We were in Kuwait. And he came to us, to Kuwait. This kid that didn't know English. And we're like, how is he going to save our life?
Wow.
Right? But you get to know him. We taught him English, military style. So he said a lot of stuff he shouldn't have said. But he never got in trouble, thank God. Man, he said one thing. We were joking around, and he's like, "Man, I'm gonna F you." It's like, up, Ramos. You got to put the up in.
Yeah.
But you get hit with that sexual assault. But
Yeah.
it was just funny times, man. Heck of a boxer, but you learn diversity
Yeah.
in the military. So when you get out, in my eyes, everybody is the same. Everybody is equal.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that happened way before any of my family was born. I get it.
Yeah.
It's sad. We learn about it, but it's not me. I
Yeah.
did not do that, and not saying I've ever been targeted for any of that, because people generally see my heart and they know who I am.
Yeah.
They talk to me, but it's tough. Like going through like the you called it white privilege, right? And there is a sense of truth in there just because of the color of my skin. Like somebody, and I can't remember who said it. It was not me. This ain't me. But he said white privilege is when, like, if you can walk outside and not worry about if you're going to make it back. That's
you don't
what
have to. You don't have to worry. You only worry because they tell you have to worry.
I mean, what? Yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm saying? You only have to worry. And honestly, like, the things, you take the word privilege, right? Privilege literally means rights whenever a person, individual, or a group,
Mhm.
the definition has a rights, advantages, or immunity over a certain group of people. All right? Rights, advantages, or immunity. That's what privilege is. So white privilege means, in theory, that white people have rights, advantages, and immunity over
Other races.
Yeah, or just in the system. And so, well, let's think about that. What extra rights do white people have?
None.
What rights in any law are specifically designed to white people? None. Now, surprise, surprise, what rights do black people have? What laws are specifically designed to help black people?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a couple of those, all right? Affirmative action starting for one of them. Interesting. Advantages. Rights, advantages, and immunity. Well, that's what privilege is. What specific advantages do white people get in life? Now, some people would say, well, because of slavery, they cheated the system. Keyword, because they cheated the system and enslaved a bunch of people, they got some economic benefit that they're benefiting from today. Now, let's assume that you're actually still have this economic benefit, and I'll talk to you why that you don't have the economic benefit now. There's new millionaires every year.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it doesn't. The 99% of the wealth from the plantation owners, like back then, doesn't exist anymore. It's in new places. New billionaires are being made now. New millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
It's not generational wealth.
It's not old money
There's
anymore.
very little of that. Yeah. And so, but anyway, let me ask you this. Let's say you had to enslave a group of people to get this money and these results. This is your advantage. If there was a doctor, right? We're talking about skills here for survival and finding your way through life. If there was a doctor that said, hey, I cheated on my tests. I paid my professors to let me pass. I'm a surgeon now. Would you say that doctor has advantages whenever it comes to getting in there on the scalpel, doing the work, getting the results, making things happen? Do you think that doctor walked in there with any advantages? If you had to cheat, bro, that's a disadvantage.
Yeah.
I think white people got fucked because they did slavery. There's no advantages
And there's
out
that
of that.
button.
yeah. I think people got fucked because of slavery. Whenever you get this big head of results, not you.
I wasn't born.
Now, let's just, if this theory is so fucking true that they say, you got
Boy,
a
we
false
pulled
big
that
head.
switch on Steffan.
Yeah,
Here we
you got
go.
a false big head. It's like false. You think you're better than you really are. You had to cheat to do that. You had to literally cheat. We don't say a dope, I don't know, a guy who does dope, what do they call it?
Drug dealers?
Not drugs, but for like sports.
Performance enhancing.
Performance
drugs?
enhancement. Yeah, we don't say, oh, this dude's got, he call him a cheater.
Yeah.
You cheated, dude. And all the skills that you thought you had were fake. That sucks that you had to be that way. So, there's no real advantage. That's a disadvantage. If you have to cheat and steal to get your life and survive and provide for your family, that's a disadvantage in my opinion. All right? So, no rights. Black people got rights. No real advantages. Not saying black people got the advantage. There's no real advantages to being white.
No.
None. And immunity. Bro, if you shot me right now, you're going to jail. If you shot your family right now, you're going to jail. Your skin color isn't going to get you any.
No.
If anything, your connections might. Maybe your money's. But not your skin color. Not your skin color. So I don't believe in white privilege. It doesn't exist.
I believe it, man.
yeah.
Got fierce up in here, boy.
Yeah.
So that's Steffan Clark.
Yeah.
That's the real deal right there.
Uh-huh.
But no, I mean it's good to talk. I mean, because it's I don't know, man. That's why I don't get into politics, because politics is it's so fake, man. I'd rather watch Real Housewives with my wife. I mean, it's more
Yeah.
entertaining,
Yeah.
honestly, and I get the same
Yeah.
intel. So I just stick to Sports Center, but even that's becoming political.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I gotta find something else. Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Here I come.
Yeah, no, dude. We're just gonna sit in the back sing Kumbaya.
That's it, man. Get my guitar, man. Just not watch TV at all.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of TV, you watch any shows? Any new shows?
Man,
What's on the hit
I don't
list?
really watch new shows.
Nah, you wouldn't. I knew you wouldn't. I don't even know why I asked the
Sometimes
question.
I do.
Do you even have a TV?
I do. I literally
Okay.
just got one though.
Congrats.
I spent from like 2015 to literally to 2020. I didn't have a TV in my living room.
Steffan just
I
sits
didn't
in
even
his
have a
house
couch,
and do
bro.
push-ups all day.
I didn't even have a couch. I had a chair because I was just trying to I was literally trying to focus, and I knew that if I had a couch, then one, I could socialize more, and two, I'd want to sleep on the couch. So I had a little gamer chair that's on the ground, and if I wanted to take a nap, I could sit in that gamer chair. And my real friends would come and sit at this table where we sit in these wooden chairs, right?
Real
And we would-
friends.
yeah, my real friends. We would like chat. You know, if you were my real friend, you could deal with the wooden chair. So I didn't even have a couch until like 2020 or something. Yeah, something like
Real
this,
friend,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah, right. Real friends. Yeah. I don't
Since
even
19.
know, bro. Yeah, we bred for this.
Yeah.
And
I even got you a little footstool up here, man, so you can put your foot up.
Perfect. And so, yeah, man. But I do watch some TV now, and I did before all that.
I mean, well, you said
I just finished up. What's it called? Game of Thrones. I know that's old, but I just finished up Game of Thrones. Holy crap, that's wild. Not gonna give too many spoilers unless.
I think everybody's already
necessary.
seen it. What do you think
Yeah.
about that last season?
Dude, I thought the last season was pretty epic.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I didn't like it,
I
man.
thought it was pretty good, man.
Compared to like the first episodes and
Uh-huh.
everything is like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like they hurried it up.
Yeah,
Like, let's
I
get
could see
this
that
thing
a little
out.
bit. I could see that a little bit,
But
especially that last.
still, you ever seen Breaking Dawn or not Breaking Dawn?
Bad.
Breaking Bad.
No, I watched.
Have you seen Breaking Dawn?
I've almost started that. What's
Bro,
another
you
one
need
that
to. I've watched it 3 times. The whole series.
Really?
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
I heard it's good, man.
Walter White is savage,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. I heard it's good.
And I look like him. He looks just like this. If you haven't seen it,
Yeah.
actually, people say I look like his brother-in-law.
Really?
Look up his brother-in-law.
Oh, snap.
I'll show you right now while you talk.
Yeah, I mean, and it was funny with Game of Thrones. I was like, I'm gonna watch just a couple episodes. I might watch a season, and then I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna do whatever. But I ended up watching the whole dang thing, man, because I wanted to watch that big battle between the White
Yeah.
Walkers and the dang. What's up, twin?
Really?
No,
Not at all.
Just
Oh my gosh.
the top of your head, maybe.
I know. It's just because he's bald.
Yeah. Don't let him talk to you like that, bro.
Bro, I got a beautiful bald head.
Yeah.
It guy's
But yeah, I
ugly.
had to see that big battle, so I had to watch all the seasons.
Yeah. It was good,
And
man. Luckily, and I say luckily, I didn't watch it when it first came out.
Uh-huh.
I didn't watch it until season 7.
Uh-huh.
So I started from season 1 while everybody's watching season 7. So by the time season 7 was done and season 8 came out, I was right on par
Yeah,
with
that's
them.
the way to do it. That's the way to do
But
it.
I binge watched that thing, bro. Like in 2
bro.
weeks, I watched everything. So the problem with that is, everybody was talking about season 7, and I'd watched it, but I didn't know anybody's names
Yeah.
because I watched it so fast, and I didn't. What's the word, man? When you fall in love with the character, I didn't relate to the characters at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd call it like the midget man and
Yeah.
and like I knew
Yeah.
Jon Snow. Everybody knew Jon
Yeah.
Snow, and
Yeah.
but I reference everybody of Jon Snow, like Jon Snow's youngest brother,
Yeah,
and then Jon Snow's second brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the guy that
Jon Snow's aunt.
yeah,
girlfriend,
wife. I don't know. And then the guy that cut off the Peter of the one guy,
Yeah.
I didn't like
Yeah.
that dude.
Dude.
Any movie that he's
Ugh.
in, I will never watch
Ugh,
it.
Dude, that was sick. Man, the Red Wedding was whenever I was like,
Crazy.
This TV show is crazy,
Crazy.
bro. I'm like, this TV show, wow. It was like Red Wedding. Then I was like, what is this, dude?
Man, if y'all
What?
haven't watched Game of Thrones, I know this is so old.
Now-
This is like 2018 stuff, but
Yes. Yeah. Now Vikings. You ever seen Vikings?
Haven't.
Dude, that was I watched it on Amazon Prime. That was a good one. That's the one that got me into like watching TV again. I watched some Vikings. I loved that TV show. I like the savagery of it, man. I don't really like anymore, at least watching I can every now and then, like if my girl wants to watch it, but like just emotional stuff. Like I need adventure, I need action, I need some stuff that's gonna make me like.
So you ain't sitting there watching The Notebook?
I mean, I will, but like TV, like Notebook TV, like something like that, like no, I can't do it. I don't like goofy. I don't like watching. Not like watching stand-up comedy. I love watching stand-up, but I don't like watching.
You're trying to tell me you don't like Will Ferrell movies? Or
well, I like
Kevin
watching
Hart movies.
A movie, yes, but like a TV show.
Oh yeah.
Like I can't Parks and Rec.
But like, oh yeah, I see what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
against it. I'm not saying people who watch Parks and Rec or this or that. I'm just saying I can't do it. Parks and Rec, The Office, I'm not into it. I can't. I know. I know. This is where I
don't
really
unfollow
lose.
me because of this guy.
This is where I really
The
lose.
Office is the greatest sitcom ever.
Most controversial thing I've said.
Second to Friends. Friends is number one.
Friends was good. Yeah.
By far,
Friends
Friends
good.
is number one. I've seen
Yeah.
it 5 times.
Yeah. Friends is pretty good.
I used to fall asleep to it, wake up, change the episode, fall back to sleep to it. It's great.
I just already feel like weird enough. And so if I just watch more goofy stuff, I feel like I'm just going to be more goofy.
Man, The Office is. Have you even seen it? Have you seen it? The Office?
Yeah, I've seen like, not like the whole thing. I've seen like episodes.
You need to watch it. I know
Yeah.
you don't like it, but you need to watch it.
You know what I tried to watch?
Because you're going to be
yesterday?
the guy at a party and be like, oh, you haven't seen The Office? Oh, my God, you haven't seen The Office?
Yeah, no, I am that
It's
guy.
like Star Wars. When somebody says they haven't seen
Yeah.
any Star Wars,
Yeah.
I'm
See,
like, you're built different, bud. You're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
from here.
Dude, bro, I'll tell you, man.
Your parents didn't love you.
I do
No
that kind of
offensive.
stuff, man. Like, I didn't like chocolate growing up. And all the kids talking about chocolate, like, I was like, I can't relate. You know how much people made. I didn't like roller coasters until I was in high school. Couldn't ride a roller coaster until I was in, like, late middle school. Couldn't ride a roller coaster.
Let me think of something that.
Dude, basketball, man. During my most loneliest times in school was during football season and basketball season, because at the
You didn't
table,
play?
yeah, I didn't play. I didn't watch. I don't know anything about. I watched my MMA. I could tell you about my MMA and some jiu-jitsu, but I can't tell you anything about basketball, football. I don't know a hoot unless they're like LeBron James, Steph Curry. I don't know anything about their stats. I just know their names. That's it. I couldn't even tell you who they play for now.
That's crazy.
I couldn't even
man.
tell you who they play for, bro. That's wild to me now. I can't even. I have no clue. Not the slightest. And so during school,
Do you know any of Michael Jordan's stats?
No, I know Michael Jordan. I know he played for the Bulls.
there's
That's
the
it.
main stats that
And I know he was
everybody
in
talks
Space Jam.
about.
I know he's in Space Jam, bro.
Man, it must be wild being in your head right now,
Bro.
not knowing any.
Dude, and it was crazy because
Like that stuff lives rent free in my head. Like
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
no reason. Like there's no reason I should know. Like Michael Jordan's 6'6", and he's from North Carolina. Like, there's no reason
Yeah,
I should
dude.
know this.
See?
Like he's
Yeah.
already retired. He's whatever. But I know it. I know stupid
all the
facts.
All the dudes at school would know. All my friends, we'd meet up before school. We got 10 minutes before class starts. Go from the gym, sit in class for 5 minutes before the teacher starts talking and the day starts. You know what they're talking about? The playoffs. The playoffs. I don't know anything. I'm just sitting there like this. At the lunch table, we got 30 minutes to eat at lunch. You know what they're talking about? The games. Basketball. John Wall. I remember the John Wall era. I was
an adult.
Yeah, see, that was so
How old
wild.
are you?
I'm 28.
Oh yeah, I am older than you. A
Yeah,
lot
how old are
older.
you?
40. I just
40.
said 40.
Hey, for real?
For real.
40. Dang, dude,
Yeah,
good
bud.
stuff, man.
Yeah,
Good stuff. Keep it up. I thought like
I don't look it,
35,
do I?
bro.
I don't. 35. That's only 5 years. I mean, I guess 5 years is a lot.
Yeah, 35 or 33.
I like 30. We can go with 30.
30?
You think I look 30? I can pass for 30.
Bro, you can definitely pass for 32.
32?
Yeah. I won't let you get that 30. What about 30?
It's like, bro, your hairline looks older
Bro,
than 32.
yeah, you 30. Your birthday was yesterday, though.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's crazy. So, what'd you go to? You went to school for arts?
Yeah, see, I was going to go to school, like, whenever I was thinking about applying for stuff and doing whatever. I was going to do, like, the exercise science physical therapy realm because I liked exercise. And I didn't know anything else for my life. But I was doing theater at the time, too, which I got involved with because the high school theater teacher asked me to do one of the shows because they saw me dancing. So that's how I started getting involved with that. And I was kind of decent at theater. and I had a good time. I made more friends. It helped me be more social at the time. I was
you
starting
kind of
to
have
find
to, don't you?
Yeah,
you know
it helped me learn how to talk in front of people because I was really shy back then, and I didn't know how to. I didn't read back then really, so I didn't know how to articulate my thoughts and emotions, and so theater kind of helped with that. And I did some auditions. We got to go audition for colleges and whatnot.
Oh, cool.
And I ended up getting a lot of callbacks in my auditions. It was kind of cool. And one of the schools I got accepted to was the University of Evansville. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but UE's like really, their theater program's really good.
Yeah.
Like really like top notch. Like for a while it was ranked like top 3, like Juilliard, NYU, maybe one other school, and UE. Like we have.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna name drop because I'm not doing shit for the program, but like we have guys like guys that are like Rami Malek. He just won Oscar best actor.
Yeah,
he was in Bohemian Rhapsody and all that kind of stuff. He went to UE for acting.
No.
Yeah, we got a lot of cool people doing a lot of good things, alumni, and so it was a great, really great program. So I was like, heck yeah, I'll go for that.
Yeah.
I hadn't even applied to schools yet for exercise science. I was like, well.
Were you in school with him?
No. He was like several grades below me. And then there was a guy that I looked up to in my class. His name was Ross. He was a year ahead of me. He was going to UE too. So it was good. So I went to school to UE. I got accepted there. I was going to double major, but it was such a demanding major that I couldn't. And so I went there for theater.
So you got your degree?
Yeah, theater performance with an associated study in law and political science.
Awesome.
An associated study is like a couple credits below a minor.
Yeah.
And it just made me realize I didn't want to do law for sure, and I didn't want to do political science.
I went for that's a range right there, the theater.
Yeah.
But I went to school for radio broadcasting. I was still in the military. So in the military they had this thing where you could go to school, you just got to show up for the morning formations, and then you go to school. So I went to school for radio broadcasting, learned about AM, FM frequencies. I'm like, this is boring.
Yeah.
And but then I got into the broadcasting part of it, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then I got deployed to Iraq, so I never got to finish it. Then I'm going to school currently for music production, and I'm having a blast, bro.
Hey.
Learning how to make beats,
and
produce music and all that stuff.
Heck
so
yeah. Heck yeah.
living out a dream, I guess. But
and it's crazy what you can find after college.
It is, and I'm older now, so it's more like I know I got to go to school. I know I need to do this, and I know, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was younger, I was just doing it, right? To change of pace and experience the I say experience the college life, but I had a great college life in the military. So I mean, I partied just as much as college people. And, and I've changed my ways. I found Jesus. You can too. Anyways, you can just hit me up. But
Facts.
Facts. But no, I mean now it's you know, I know what I want to do, and I'll graduate in August of 22.
Yep.
And hopefully opening up a recording studio is my dream.
Nice.
And record music, man. Play music, record music. I don't even want to be famous. Like I used to always want to play music in front of people, and all, and I still do. I mean, I enjoy it, but now I'm doing it for myself. And my wife, she sings, so we do it together. I mean, I wish she'd do it more with me. But anyways, that's another story.
Yeah.
Okay, I love you. But yeah, so it's kind of crazy once you get older, man. Like you have dreams when, like I've always wanted to be on radio. I've always wanted to be a radio DJ, which is stupid. I don't know why I want to do it, but I tell you why I want to do it. 96 STO, you probably weren't even born yet.
Yeah, I remember that.
Wolfman, he was a DJ at 96 STO. He came to my school, middle school. It was Davis County Middle School.
Wow.
And I went there for like 1 year. And I was in there, and he came, and he had like a little tape recorder thing, and he was like, this is how I got my voice. He had this radio voice.
Yeah.
Like, this is how I got my voice. And he like pressed record, and he recorded his voice, and then he stopped it, rewind it, listen to it, and he's like, I changed it up. Like that, what's his name? Cat Williams. Like, you try it. So he would change it up, and he was like, this is how I got to my voice. And I was like, man, that's so cool. And, like, they took us a tour around the radio and saw his booth. I'm like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I did it for 2 years, and then there was no money in it. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. But now I kind of want to do it again. But that's why I started a podcast. So
So
now I get to do it.
This is it.
So, yeah. So what does Steffan got going on in the future? What's something you're looking forward to that you're doing?
Well, I'm moving to Nashville. I'm gonna make a big move. Not a big move. It's only 2 hours away from here.
It's still a big move.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
it's a bigger city.
Like, that's city.
Yeah. I'm moving to Nashville, or maybe like right on the outskirts, somewhere right on the outside. Live there, see how I like it. Just get away from, not get away. It's literally just to get myself out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I've never really moved from Owensboro other than college, and that was only 45 minutes away. And I still taught.
Now you're going to jump up an hour 15?
Yeah, right.
Baby steps.
Exactly. And and I would always be in Owensboro because I was teaching in Owensboro too. So I would drive in. Like my freshman year of college, I drove in 4 days from Evansville. It's a 45-minute drive. 4 days a week to teach.
That's
in
crazy.
Owensboro. And then I go back, and then I would have a theater rehearsal from like 7 to 10 or some like 8 to 10 or whatever. And so my theater teachers actually got annoyed with me because sometimes I'd have to work. And I was like one of the only people who was like working and in theater and in school because I was like, yo, I don't know why. Like, they just let me. I guess I don't know why they let me and like other people couldn't. But because I was like, yo, I'm going to. Like,
yeah.
Like, I make more money teaching dance than like a part-time job. So, well, at least per hour for a high schooler.
Yeah.
Or not high schooler, college student. Yeah. So, moving to Nashville, get out of my comfort zone, move in a new city, in a more expensive city where it's a little bit more up pace. And it's also been like a fear of mine to move. There's a guy named Lewis Howes. He has a podcast called The School of Greatness. In an interview, he talks about a fear list, and he's like, write down. People have bucket lists, but he talks about a fear list, like, because a lot of times your next step, your next bit of growth is like something that you're scared to do. That's where the real growth happens. And so he's like, write down the things that you've been scared to do. And I wrote down, he calls it a fear list, and then, go out there and do it. And moving was one of those things that I've always been, like, scared of. Yeah. Because, like, I remember growing up, I was always scared my mom would get a job, like, somewhere else, and I'd have to go to a new school, and I'd be the new kid, and I'd have to make friends. And I had a hard time talking to people back then, so I didn't want that. And so I probably carried throughout the rest of my life. And I always said I wasn't scared to move, but like just looking at my history, I don't travel a lot. And looking at my behavior, I don't travel a lot. I don't really have a desire to travel a lot. Yeah. Other than like they say I'm supposed to and it'll be good for me. And
the only country I've been to is Kuwait and Iraq. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, I know.
Half star.
Definitely on
at most.
As
half star.
I don't know if I'm gonna knock that one off my fear list.
No, that
But yeah, so it's just on there, man. And
hotels are horrible. They're like tents.
Yeah.
Horrible. Go ahead.
It's just one of those things that I've been
fearless,
annoyed
man.
to do.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, MMA is on there too. That's why I gotta knock at least one of those off.
Yeah, my top one would be skydiving, because I want to do it so bad, but I'm so scared of heights that I can't I freak out a little bit on planes when the doors are closed and I'm buckled in, more or less sitting on the edge,
bro,
and looking and like, oh my god, I can't do it, but I think it would be good for my psyche, or I'll have a heart attack.
That's what I'm scared of
mid-flight, mid-flight, and a heart attack. I mean, I don't want to put it on my scare list because I don't want to do it at all. Yeah. But like my mom had a heart attack when she was 30. My grandma had a heart attack, and like when I turned 30, bro, my life changed. Like my anxiety kicked in. Like that's when I found out about anxiety. Thanks Google. because I was always afraid that I was going to have a heart attack. Like, I just figured once I turn 30, that's when my heart attack is. I'm, like, marking off days, right?
Crazy you said that.
And
'Cause I resonate with that.
yeah, and my whole fear was a heart attack. Now, since I got control, I guess, as much control I can on my anxiety, or what they call it, something disorder, panic disorder.
Yeah.
So once I got the handle on it, like through breathing treatments and all and natural stuff, now I don't care if I have a heart attack because I always fear, like, have you ever had a panic attack?
Bro, yeah. And it's over the fear of having heart attacks.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, bro.
That's
so,
my biggest, I think about that.
But the thing is,
day.
when you have a panic attack, your chest hurts, your arm hurts, just like a heart attack. And it's like, you're thinking, like, when it's happening, you're having a panic attack and you're having a heart attack and you're like, you're panicking about the panic attack, about the heart attack. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah. Am I breathing? Am I even breathing? Like,
so I went to this therapist and I told him my scare, my worries, and what I'm thinking. He's like, I tell you what. He's like, you'll know when you're having a heart attack.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know, it just resonated with me. I'm like, you're right.
Yeah.
So now my chest hurts, my arm hurts. I'm like, I got gas. Ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
Like if it, I even walk around, my chest hurts a little bit. I'm like, you know, if it's my time, it's my time.
Yeah.
Like I'm wearing, I'm looking fly. I'm wearing something nice.
Yeah.
It's a good way to go out.
That's crazy you brought that up because literally that is the number one thing that gives me anxiety. All my anxiety started because I thought I was having a heart attack. One time I was dancing in the studio. I'm not going to say what studio because I smoked weed before then and I drank a lot of coffee before then. Well, my mentor at the time was like, smoke a blunt, drink some coffee, and make up a dance, and you'll do something incredible. And I was like, bet. So I did that.
All right.
And I don't even work for there anymore, but like legit, all honesty. I'm really an open book, if you can't tell. So I did that, and like it was the first time I was dancing. It was actually the first time I ever freestyled, by the way, where I freestyled. This was junior year of college, first time I ever freestyled and got into a flow state where I was just connecting, not judging my moves, and I was like flowing. It was really weird.
Stop,
yeah, it was weird, dude. The first time I ever did that, and I remember being like, hey, I just freestyled. What the heck? And then I remember thinking, yo, I could feel my heartbeat. And then I remember thinking, my heartbeat's beating really fast. And I'm like, it was the first time I was like really aware of my heartbeat too.
Yeah.
That was because I was being more mindful. I was starting to practice mindfulness, and I was like, ooh, my heartbeat. And I was like, is this fast for my heartbeat? And I was like, it's pretty fast right now. And I was like, man, I feel a little lightheaded right now. And I'm like, oh crap, am I breathing? I was like, am I breathing? And because I was smoked a blunt and I just drank coffee, so you can't really feel your body.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And you just dancing, you got this euphoric thing.
You're in more than a flow state at that point.
Yeah, right. And I was like,
high.
Holy snap. Like I was like, what the heck? And I was like, I'm having a panic attack. Like, I didn't think a panic attack. I was like, I'm dying. So I called my mom and I don't remember who came and picked me up. It was either my mom or my aunt. And they came and picked me up from the studio, took me to my grandparents' house. I sat out back, had this whole spiritual awakening. All right, literally.
Did you tell your mom at that point you smoked weed?
I don't know if I told them or not.
Yeah.
I mean, they knew I smoked at that time, and I'm open about all that. But it was like, my grandparents had a Mother Mary statue out back. Mm-hmm. I was starting to get into spirituality. Thought I was gonna die.
She didn't talk to you, did she?
And so no, she did. But I was like, I remember like journaling for like the first time in a long time and writing down all my thoughts and shit because I thought I was about to die, and came out of it. Like the thing about a panic attack, they're weird because you learn a lot about yourself. One, you learn a lot about yourself. You learn your fears, because I was like, what makes me scared? Why am I freaking out? So you learn about things, and also surviving them is very euphoric. Like surviving, it's like, man, you're like, oh my god, all right, I'm back, I'm fine, I'm not dead, I'm good.
So I talked about this before. So the first time I experienced it was Addie was sick, and we didn't know what was wrong with her. Her ears were hurting. She had an earache, but we're first-time parents. We didn't know, and and I'm asthmatic, so I'm laying down the foundation now. I'm asthmatic. Yeah. My kid's sick. We don't know why. We took her to the ER. Got in the ER. I'm fine. Yeah. I'm like, great dad. I'm holding her and all this stuff. Doctor comes in and says you have an earache. I'm like, oh, God bless you. Right? We're finally fine. Gather some medicine. So we're driving away. I start having trouble breathing. And I'm like, I'm having an asthma attack. No big deal. I have them all the time. So I was going to pull out my inhaler. I forgot my inhaler at home. We live 20 minutes away. And I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, Sarah, you're going to have to turn around and go back because I don't have my inhaler and I cannot breathe right now. And are you asthmatic? You ever been asthmatic?
I was diagnosed in elementary school or something.
So the worst thing to happen as an asthmatic is you can't breathe.
Yeah.
Because you start freaking out, right? And I've had these before. So I'm like, I'm just freaking out. I just need an inhaler. I'm going to make this real short, I promise.
No, you're good.
So I go into the ER. I was like, I'm having an asthma attack. I need an inhaler. I know what I need. Like, just get me in there. So I signed the papers. They get me in. They put me under breathing treatment. Had them before. Did a breathing treatment. Didn't work. Second one. Didn't work. They gave me an inhaler. Hit it. Didn't work. I'm like,
you're dying now.
I don't know what's going on.
Must be
I don't know what's going on. Chest starts hurting. Arms hurting. I'm like, dog, they put me on EKG. It says, your heart's fine, buddy. They give me this little white pill. I took the white pill. Within 3 minutes, I'm like, hey, I'm back, right? Yeah. And but I wasn't me. I'm like, I'm just sitting there like, I'm chill, whatever. You know, I felt like I was high with no friends. And that's the worst place to be if you've ever been high. Because you just want to talk, right? You just want to, but I couldn't. I felt like I felt alone. So I go home, went to sleep, woke up the next morning. I remember laying in bed, and I'm just waiting for it. And I'm like, okay, everything's good. I think I just had a little episode. I literally got out of bed, put on my pants, and it snapped. My mind was going every direction. Like, what are you doing? Like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I had to sit down on the bed. I couldn't get a grasp on it. And I'm like, I don't know I think I'm dying. And I had called into work, couldn't go to work. And I remember just laying in bed, like the pillow over my head, not over my face. I wasn't suicidal. Over my head, I'm like, just please stop. And I remember I was laying on the couch, and I remember talking to God, and I'm like, if I'm dying, let me die, because I don't want to go through this no more, right? And people ask, like, were you suicidal, or have you ever been suicidal? I'm like, no, but one time I did ask God to just take me, because I was done. And so they were trying to give me this pill, and I take the pill, and it wouldn't feel like myself. I'd feel like, I don't know, I just wouldn't feel like me. So I was like, I got to do it natural. And then I read the side effects, and it's like cause suicidal thoughts and all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I went and talked to a therapist and talked to, about everything. And he gave me some breathing treatments, and they're off the wall breathing treatments, but it works. And I've been using them ever since.
Like breathing treatment, like exercises?
Like close your eyes and just yell stop really loud in your head. And it just stops your mind from thinking. And it's where, and another one is like you close your eyes and you imagine yourself going to coming up to a stop sign. You're driving a car and you got to push in the brake and you got to stop right at the line of the stop sign. And it just takes your mind off of everything.
Wow, that's incredible.
But then
the way to do it.
I'll tell you the biggest thing that helped is I came to Jesus and I gave it all to him. And I'm like, I'll do whatever you want me to. Just help me. And that's changed my life.
Yep, and I think going to God, or Jesus. I'm more of a Christian as well. Yeah. I kind of go more to God, just kind of straight to the. But I understand Jesus
to the source.
Is like, I understand Jesus is like the vessel, right?
Yeah.
And so, that's. I think whenever you do that, it helps you find the answers.
It does, because
the
it calms
answers
you.
Open up.
It calms
and whenever
you
you connect with the whatever image or energy that's like creative, this creative energy, like whenever you acknowledge it, it acknowledges you. It's been acknowledging you the whole time. God's been acknowledging you the whole time.
You just ain't listen.
It's like, but you gotta think about like your girlfriend. Like if you ain't talking to your girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? You ain't speaking the language of your girlfriend. She ain't gonna want to hang out. She ain't gonna she ain't gonna be able to treat you right. You know what I'm saying?
Sarah always says you gotta get emotionally connected. Before you get connected. Kind of thing. So and I do listen.
And then you find the treatments. Then you find and then they work better. It's funny you said your thoughts, because my first panic attack, it was around the time whenever there was a tension with the Obama era in North Korea. And I remember I was freestyling, I was flowing, and then I just got in these thoughts of like, what if we went to war with North Korea? What if there was a nuclear war attack? What if there was da-da-da-da-da? And then my mind was going
just
everywhere.
racing.
And then I was aware of my heartbeat, and it led all to that.
The worst is when I was driving, because I would always think, what if I pass out when I'm driving? What if I pass out and I hit somebody? What if I have a heart attack and then pass out and then nobody's going to save me?
Yeah.
And, I mean, just constant. It was like rapid
And it's the
thoughts.
it's the fear of the heart attacks. Because, and what you said about your parents having that heart attack at 30, I had a cousin, his name was Brandon. He was a cool dude, outgoing. He would take like older women out to like ballroom competitions and like dance with them. He'd be their dance partners. And he ended up having a heart attack. His heart exploded at like 26.
That's
so
crazy,
whenever
man.
I was 26, I went through the same thing.
Yeah.
And because he was a dancer, he was in like decent shape. You know, I mean, he drank a lot of Red Bulls, and I think his like ADHD medication was what caused his heart rate to overdo it. And then, you don't know what a heart attack is. You don't know what anxiety is and all that kind of stuff. You don't know how to manage it. So I would have to deal with that all the time. And my bad.
No, go ahead.
But we're talking about anxiety here.
This is your show.
One of the best things you can do, two things, 'cause I told you I was smoking a blunt and I was drinking coffee.
That caffeine.
And I'll tell you, if you have anxiety, monitor your caffeine intake, because I didn't drink caffeine in college.
I quit drinking Dr. Pepper once I found out I had it.
Yeah, once I graduated from college in 2015, I started going to Starbucks. And because I wanted to create a workflow, I wanted to go lot of stuff. I was living at my mom's place. My mom lived at the house. I was trying to start a business. I wanted to learn stuff, but the library was a little weird because some weird people hang out at the library. And I met a lot of cool people at Starbucks. I would go to Starbucks every day. I mean, people in the community know for running into me at Starbucks.
Which one, Fredica?
And in like 2015 to 2020, like up until quarantine, everybody saw me at Starbucks. And I was shooting all my videos at Starbucks. And so I was drinking a lot of freaking Starbucks, bro. And I was getting free refills because I chilled there for like 5 hours and edit videos whenever I was vlogging and stuff, right? And so I developed like, I don't know if it was a caffeine addiction, but because I would drink a small and a large, or and a large, not a extra large or whatever, a small and a medium, you could say, a day. Now to some people, that ain't crap. Like they be drinking like 5 of those, and a lot of those people be complaining about their anxiety. But me, I was just drinking that. And so my anxiety was going through the roof, bro. Yeah. One time I went to Holiday World with my girlfriend at the time, and I couldn't even ride the rides, bro. I couldn't even ride the water rides. We went to the top. I already don't like heights. I drank a lot of coffee that day. We went to the top of the water.
It's like we're the same person.
Huh?
It's like we're the same person.
Bro. Yeah, I know. Once you said that, I was like, you probably see it in the video. You see me be like,
I watch sports.
What? Yeah. We went to the top of the water slide, and I felt like I was about to faint, and I had an anxiety attack. And I said, yo, we got to go.
Man.
And that girl at the time, she was kind of like, she didn't handle it really well, you know, because like whenever you think you're about to die and you have anxiety, like I couldn't stand up, like I felt wobbly, so I sat down. And like I'm a grown ass man and shit, and so like I said, we gotta leave, so we walked back down.
Big powder on the water slide.
Yeah, we walked back down, man, and so we ended up leaving the Holiday World like after that, because
that's crazy.
It was weird, and so then I started learning about coffee and whatnot, and caffeine and how it affects your anxiety. I was starting to understand that marijuana was making me more anxious, so I was mindful about how I smoked my marijuana, right? You don't want to do too much of that either. And also the THC content has gotten so strong now that it's making people feel weird, so you want like a nice little ratio. And you got to be mindful about how you
bring back the 90s weed.
Yeah, you got to be mindful about how you do that. Like you can't, like me personally, if you got anxiety, you can't be like getting super faded and then try to go out and talk to people, especially if you got some social anxiety, dude, because it's just going to take you through a whole nother level. You got to be mindful with that stuff. And same thing with caffeine. So I learned about caffeine, and so I did like 60 days no drinking caffeine, and bro, my anxiety dropped 80%, 90%. It almost went away.
So
like
yours was almost caffeine induced.
It was caffeine. Like I say marijuana, I thought it was the weed for real back then. I was like, it's got to be the marijuana.
It's crazy, man. Like I quit drinking Dr. Peppers until I moved back here. It's Kentucky. Kentucky made me do it again. And I took the first sip of Dr. Pepper because that's all there was to drink at the house. And I'm like, I don't know, it was like gold, bro. It's like it hit my throat and my lips, and I was like, I love you. And then the rest is history. Now I can stop it again. It's gonna be harder. I have to work hard at it. But
I cut that out. Go ahead.
So this is the honest truth. Okay, when I was younger, I didn't care about working out. Like I loved working out. But ever since the panic attacks, I don't want to work out because last time I worked out, really worked out, like my heart rate. Yeah. I was on this little machine that had the sensors on your thumbs. Yeah. And I was rolling, and I saw my heart rate, and it got up to 145, and I'm like, that ain't normal. That ain't normal, and it freaked me out. Yeah. And I felt like I was gonna pass out. Yeah. I really did. I had to come home. I literally came home, took off my clothes, put an ice on me, like I was working myself up so bad for nothing because I know your heart rate's supposed to get up, but it's just the visual. I saw it and I'm like, I'm gonna die. That's what's gonna kill me. Working out is gonna kill me. Is what I was thinking.
That's the mind, man. It'll do some.
But I have a fear, and I know I need to work out. I want to work out, but every time I was like, okay, I'm gonna work out. I'm starting Monday. I'm gonna work out, but my mind talks me out of it. Like, no, you don't need to work out. You're 40. Everybody likes your belly. Like that's what I think, but I don't know. That's why I don't work out, man. Because I know if I work out, I'll get in shape. Like I know I will.
And it'll help with your anxiety. Because the only thing
I know that's what they say, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid that something that I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna push it too hard, and then I'm gonna pass out. I have a fear of passing out. I don't want to pass out.
I understand. I'm the same way, man.
I drank a lot.
The same way.
A lot in the Army, and I never passed out. Like, because I'm afraid of passing out.
You know what's something that gave me, like what your doctor said, and then the girl that I'm dating right now, she told me a story about how
they're probably the same people.
Had a heart attack. And she said her grandma was like, she was chilling with her grandma. She was like 9, and her grandma said, oh. And then like fell over and died and passed out and died. And it gave me like, because I've always thought if I have a heart attack, like it's going to explode. And I'm going to feel like so much pain and I'm not going to be able to breathe. I'm going to choke on my blood for like 30 minutes or something. And then like not be able to get oxygen and then I'm going to die or something. And it was crazy because I'm talking about working out too, right? So that gave me some help. It's like, okay, 1, what you said, you'll know. And then 2, I'm just going to be like, oh, and then pass out. If grandma can handle it, I can handle it. And so 2, one thing.
It's getting dark on
us. One thing like your doctor said you'll know. I was having a panic attack one time, and I ran upstairs, and I was like, I had to tell my brother. And I have a pull-up bar right by his door. And so I was like doing pull-ups. Like,
I'm having a heart attack, bro.
Yeah, bro, I'm having a heart attack. And he said, Steffan, if you're having a heart attack, you're going to be able to do those pull-ups. Yeah. And I was like, all right, bet. So one thing that I would do to help me overcome my anxiety attacks was, I'll do a handstand. Every time I would have a anxiety attack, I would say, if I can do a handstand, then I'm not having a heart attack. If I can do a handstand right now, I know I'm going to live.
Hey, that's pretty.
So I would go. Yeah. There was one time I was having a heart attack in Starbucks. This was before I knew not a heart attack, panic attack in Starbucks.
Casually having a heart attack in Starbucks, drinking coffee.
So I went to the handstand. I was having a panic attack in Starbucks. And just before I knew about the correlation between the caffeine. And so I went into the bathroom and I did a handstand in the bathroom. Because 2 things were going on. I was having a heart attack, panic attack. Come on. And I was doing a mindfulness thing, like getting over breaking limits in my mind. Mm-hmm. I had a business coach, and he was talking about all the things you say you are, all the labels, like write them down and then just like break them. Because whenever you're in business, like you gotta develop a lot of new habits. You gotta learn how to talk to people, reach out to people, say, hey, this is how much it costs. Yeah. All that kind of stuff. Create a program, and you gotta get past your mindset of creating a program. There's a bunch of stuff you have to get through. So he talks about finding limits right now. So one of the things I used to say, I was OCD, and I still like clean, don't get me wrong, but I was like extra OCD, and I didn't like germs and all that kind of stuff.
Like Howie Mandel-ish.
Not as bad, but like a little bit. And so, I was like, well, I'm having a heart attack. panic attack. Dang, you got me thinking about the heart attack.
I'm sorry.
And so,
You're not gonna have one.
yeah, no, yeah, my arm's tingly.
Just
And so I went
do
into
a
the
handstand.
Starbucks and I did a handstand. I was like, I'm gonna break a limit. I feel like I'm gonna die anyway. I need to figure it out. Make sure
Yeah.
I'm gonna live. And I
What
did a
better
handstand
way
in
to
a
go out than doing a
freaking
handstand
bathroom?
at Starbucks?
Yeah, in a Starbucks bathroom, man.
God, that would make news.
And I lived.
That's awesome. Man, I didn't think we were gonna talk about it, but we did.
Yeah,
It was good.
for sure.
Any of y'all have panic attacks or anxiety? Hit us up. We know a
Yeah.
little bit about
A
it.
little bit.
We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Uh-huh.
State Farm, or not State Farm. Sorry, I'm trying to get credit for it. Who's Farmers Insurance? Dun, 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 dun.
I'm not sure.
Nothing.
Not sure.
Anyways, I'm Brian. This is Steffan. Thank you for watching the Forgiven
Yeah,
Soldier
yeah.
podcast.
Good work.